Hello, my name is Anthony DiStefano, here with another news segment for Thursday. This is Nicholas Tarhanick-Luna. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, Anthony. How are you?
I'm pretty good right now. Things are going well. So tell us about yourself, Nick.
So I'm Nick. My whole name is Nicholas Tarhanick-Luna. I go to Novi High School. I'm 16 years old, and I play baseball and basketball. So that is a little about me.
Yeah. So when exactly did you start playing basketball and baseball?
So I started playing baseball around the age of 3 when I was going to the backyard with my grandpa and we just messing around, throwing the ball around, and then I became somewhat good at it. And then I started playing basketball when I was about 9 when my dad first took me to the gym and we started playing basketball, and then it became something I like to do.
So what stood out to you the most about each sport that you play right now?
Baseball, I just became somewhat natural at, and that's not being cocky, but I became somewhat naturally good at it, and basketball did a lot more work, so baseball tends to be a little more fun for me because I became naturally somewhat gifted at it.
What basketball team do you currently play for?
So I play in an AAU league called Greg Grant, and I'm on the Novi Street Ballers.
So I recall that's a Filipino basketball league.
Yeah, so basically to play in this league that I play in on the outside, but right now where I'm playing with that same Filipino team, you have to be part Filipino to be a part of it, and I'm 25%, so I could make the qualification to be able to play in it.
So what is it like to play on a Filipino basketball team? Is there any language barriers or?
No, there's no language barriers. A lot of the parents and kids are able to speak Tagalog, which is the native language of the Filipino culture, but I really don't understand it. Every time I walk into the gym or walk into the tournaments, I always get asked for my birth certificate because they don't believe I'm Filipino, because obviously I don't look like the average one. So.
Yeah. So how has the Filipino Basketball League been working with the health guidelines regarding COVID?
There's been a lot of restrictions, so you can't really have any fans in there. You get one fan per person into the facility that we have our games in, as well as every time you step off the court for any matter like an injury or you go into the bench after you play, you have to put your mask back on when you stand on the bench, and it becomes really hard to breathe, so it's kind of difficult, but it's what you have to do to be able to play.
Yeah, with everything going on. So, moving on to baseball, what team do you play for?
So, actually, me and you play for the same team. We play for D-Actually, now 17U, out of Dearborn Heights.
So what is it like playing baseball with these COVID restrictions?
Baseball really didn't change too much. Honestly, tournaments were exactly the same, besides the first tournament we played this year where we couldn't even sit in the dugout because of COVID, and most tournaments you had to use your same 3 balls because they didn't want you to come in contact with other players, even though when you get to a base or something, you're with it right next to another team anyway, so.
Going into your injury, you had an injury when you were pitching with me. You tore your UCL, so what was it like recovering from that injury? Because that's really, really severe.
So starting at the beginning, like you said, I tore it July 27th of 2019. I threw that curveball and I felt my arm just click, and I literally couldn't move it. I couldn't do any of that. So when they put me through the procedure, it really was hard to keep my mental stability kind of right, because the feeling of not being able to play the thing you like or being able to do the thing you love that keeps you happy is really kind of hard. So going through that whole recovery stage, it was super hard, and it was super hard on my mind, mentally and physically, but going into it now, I'm really glad that happened because it taught me a lot of things about staying positive and always pushing forward through situations that aren't easy, and it all ended up working out perfectly for me. About 5 months I was back in throwing, but the only issue is the success rate is a lot different because any little mess up can really affect your arm or whatever body part you get it on. So if I had the actual surgery, I might have been a lot stronger coming out of it, but at the same time, I could have easily taken that option over this one, but I wanted to come back onto the field sooner.
Was it harder to play baseball or basketball with the current situation that's going on right now?
Honestly, probably the basketball part, because baseball really didn't change. I realized that baseball people really took COVID seriously, but stuff moved on because it was an outdoor sport. You could easily go and do a lot more. You could practice outside. With basketball, you're in an enclosed space with a bunch of people, so it's been super hard for them to be able to plan tournaments and games around it, because you can only have a certain amount of people in a vicinity at a time.
With baseball being a spring, summer, and even going into fall now sport, and basketball going fall to winter, sometimes spring. How does that go with like being an all-time athlete?
With this whole COVID thing and playing sports all year round, it's really like mixed up the way I like train for sports and all that, because normally like I would train for basketball and baseball during the winter because I have basketball during the winter, so I'd be doing 2 different trainings at once. But since basketball is getting pushed into the spring and more into the summer because of COVID, it's really changed the way I've been able to train.
With your sports and your injuries over time, have you ever had any times of doubts or any loss of motivation to do any of your sports?
Oh, 100%. So when I went through this whole entire baseball thing, it made it super hard. It made me want to quit pitching and quit baseball around, because after that injury, I truly thought that like my whole entire baseball career was over, because I've seen so many great pitchers in the MLB and so many great pitchers all over the place that have ended up like losing their career over this kind of injury. But I had all kinds of doubts, but it didn't stop me from pushing to get back into it.
100%. I'm glad you didn't. What would you say is your favorite sport out of the two?
If I had to choose just one of those, I would definitely pick baseball, because of the bonds that I made from baseball, as well as all the good times I've had in baseball have really changed lots of parts of my life, and I became friends with many other people that I didn't think I would, like you, and then Logan standing right here over here. Like, there's many things that I wouldn't have had if I didn't play baseball.
Yeah.
So it really is sentimental and means something a lot to me. So if I had to give up a sport, I would give up basketball for baseball.
Do you have anything that you want to say to, like, let's say, an athlete that's having some problems with motivation?
One thing I say, never stop trying until you physically can't anymore, because I thought about quitting, but quitting was never the option for anything. If you want it, you can get it, as long as you put in the work for it. So I overcame the adversity to be able to come play baseball again. Anybody can, because in the end, it's going to make your mind better, it's going to make you a better person.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you for your time today, Nick. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Nicholas Ashton Tarhanick-Luna Banks.